Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Adam, Mountain Farmer. It is a beautiful November day here in western North Carolina, as you can see. What we're up to today is we are looking at a potential lease for next year. And when I say potential, I mean potential. What we have here is about 20 tillable acres, and it may be available for production for us to lease next year. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. If you're going to lease ground, this has been in farm. This has been in silage corn for many years. You can see it's sowed in grass now. It's just recently seeded. You can still see the seed lines in it, and they probably hate it this past year. But if you're going to lease farmland, it is best to do a multi-year lease. You want to, and the reason for that is particularly if it hasn't been farmed, or in some cases specifically if it has been farmed. You know, it's going to take you a couple years to get the fertility built up to where the ground's real productive. So you're going to have to put more soil amendments typically early on to get it productive on the back end. And if you do a 1 or 2 year lease, and then after that second year you've been really loading up on fertilizer, looking for years 3, 4, and 5 to pay off, and you know, someone else may lease it out from under you. So if you're looking to lease land, which most farmers have to lease some land, very few own all the land they need. But what we've got here, and it's actually a beautiful place, and the sun's in your eyes there, but I don't know whether you can see it or not, but there's about, like I said before, there's about 20 acres. Be able to till probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 pretty easily. Most of it's flat. You can see off in the distance there, some of it rolls up, but it goes on up through there. And then there's a stream on it, so there is access to water. But you can see what I'm talking about. You can still see where the grass was planted. If this had been an established grass for many years, you're looking at a delay of getting in to the ground because it takes a while to work up sod ground. Sod ground can be very difficult to work. The root system won't be as extensive, so it'll break up. It'll be a little tougher than a cover crop, but it won't be as bad as established grass or sod. So but there's a couple things to keep in mind when you're looking to lease land. One, you know, how many years can you lease it? The price, of course, how much per acre, and then you know what is the soil. And this particular ground actually looks pretty good. You can see it's a black sandy loam. Maybe the biggest concern here would be too much, maybe some wet areas that could lead to some issues. But other than that, you know, you'd have to get into crop selection. Get a good view of it up through there now, and the grassy fields to the right are also part of it. So it looks good. May have opportunity to get it. We'll see. We may not. You never know. It just depends on multiple factors. But from what I've seen of it, it looks good. With the exception of one thing, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but there's a light pole right there. I do not like light poles in the middle of fields. I don't know why. They always have to seem to put them there. But that's what we're looking at today. We, like I said, the chances of getting an opportunity to farm this are pretty high, I think. So we'll just have to look at it and see. The good thing about this particular field is it's close to home. That's another thing to take into consideration. If you are looking to farm, you gotta remember, the closer it is to you, you know, if it takes you 10 minutes to get to the field from your base of operation, or if it takes you 30, you know, that's a 20-minute round trip versus an hour. And you're particularly like in harvest or transplanting time, and you are making 4 and 5 trips a week, that can add up real quick. So you know, that can be 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a week that you spend on the road, not counting the cost of fuel and everything else. But I like the looks of it. It's a nice piece of ground. It's hard to find flat tillable ground in this area. We live in the mountains. You can see them off in the distance there. And like I said, it's hard to find flat tillable ground. But there is some out there, and we'll see what becomes of this. But like I said, you want land that's handy, land that's got good fertility. First thing we do is pull soil samples out of here and send them off and have them analyzed for fertility. And then good access, easy access, close to home, reasonable priced, and a long-term lease is what you're looking at. So just a little idea of what we deal with. You know, we're constantly losing ground, picking up ground, adding ground, giving up ground. It's a constant revolving door for a small farmer. But you know, ideally, if one could afford it, is to purchase a piece of ground like this and work it, you know, permanently. And we have ground we own. We have ground that we own, and we have family ground that, you know, well, we own it too, so, or might as well own it. Part of it we own, part of it's family, and well, I say part of it we own, part of it the family owns, and part of it's extended family, and they allow us to use it. So that works out pretty good. But like I said, we just give you an idea of what the thought process is like when we're sourcing land, and that can produce a lot of vegetables. You know, and also, you know, if you don't want to lease more land than you can handle, and you gotta remember, it's gonna cost up front to put that much into production. So that's what we're looking at today, and hope you all enjoyed this, learned something. But that's kind of the key points I wanted to make. So until next time, like us, subscribe to us, check out our Facebook page, Rocky Hollow Farm. Thanks to everyone that has liked us, subscribed to us, checked us out on YouTube as well as Facebook. I do appreciate it. You know, keep coming. You know, let me know what you think. We will talk to you later. Bye.